All right, here we are. We're going live. Today, it's just Phil and I, but that's okay. We're going to have some fun, some great conversation. Every Friday, we go live at 10:30 Central Time in the morning, and we talk about a lot of different topics. We talk about what's going on in the industry, trends we see. We do some Q&A. So I'm going to kick it off. I always like to kick this off with an update on our coaching program. And again, we started our coaching program because we're getting feedback and talking to loan officers all over the country. We feel this general sense of a disconnect between sales leadership and loan officers. And we decided to do our part to fill that void. And the disconnect is this feeling of lack when it comes to true coaching and business development help from our sales leaders. And that's not, I don't know that generally that's anybody's fault. It's just sort of a necessity in the industry where we have sales leaders or middle management that's kind of been pushed out, right? Or even producing branch managers have been consolidated or forced to focus so much on recruiting, on administering the business, and they just don't have the time or the capacity to truly invest in proactive coaching with their loan officers. So many loan officers are then left with needing to seek those resources outside of their company. And there's a lot of great, there was one mortgage industry specific coaching company when I started in the industry 1,000 years ago. Now there are dozens and dozens. And by the way, I know a number of these individuals and they're very good. But from the loan officer's standpoint, it's expensive to get real one-on-one coaching and accountability. It can be $1,500, $2,000 a month or more. And loan officers, I think, are a little frustrated and lost. So, and then there are mortgage companies that have internal coaching companies, but they charge for them. And again, that's great, but it leaves the loan officer a little frustrated, not knowing what to do. So what we did is we took our internal coaching that we provide our own teammates, and we took it outside. We took it outside the company. We created a Facebook group 5 weeks ago. It's really a newish Facebook group. We started doing conference calls and workshops and sharing information. And it's largely us just sort of sharing strategies and things, basic things that actually work, and helping people overcome their challenges. But the feedback's been incredible. It's clearly been a need. We have over 200 people in our Facebook group in just 5 weeks. And by scale of Facebook groups, that's not enormous. But the fact that it's only been open for 5 weeks, and the fact that we have a ton of engagement inside the group and people sharing challenges, sharing their wins, sharing what they've been doing that's been working. I've been in Facebook groups where there's thousands of people and not nearly as much engagement. So I'm super encouraged by that. We've got some great testimonials. People are enjoying it. So it feels good for us. And Phil, you've been a big part of this group. People are super grateful for everything you've shared around digital media and video. So it's largely you, Craig Messman being our president of our company. Also, he and his production team did nearly $100 million in volume last year, which we all know is a big year, any year, but especially last year. So he brings a lot to the table and really getting a lot of value.
Yeah, and if he wasn't president of the company, he'd probably have done 200 million. So that's something that gets overlooked. But really, man, it's coaching, right? But really, what it is if you go back 10 years, back before COVID, back when we had the office structure in our businesses, you just have a daily huddle every single day. You'd get into the office at 8. And at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, like all the loan officers and the sales managers would come together and we'd have a daily huddle. And we just talk about what's going on in the market. And it's no different than huddling up on the field and having a quarterback call a play, right? It's a chance for the team to come together and build off of each other, learn what's working, what's not working. And it just makes us all better. Iron sharpens iron. And this is a chance for you to be sharpened inside, of our daily huddle. We're basically pulling back the curtain here at Molitor Financial Group and saying, hey, come on in, join our family. We'd love to have you here. Because if you're not getting that kind of input and coaching and feedback and positive mentoring, hey, we'll take that on because we'd love to see you and we'd love to have you there. So that's the beauty behind it, is that you get to come in and experience our community. You're going to learn something every single day, and you're going to walk away. Okay. Walk away with something you can implement in your business that day to go help you get another loan.
And that's a great point too. You bring up a great point. I have talked to a couple of people that said, I haven't been in an office on a regular basis in 3 years, or I haven't been in an office period in over 3 years. So they appreciated, especially when we did it a little bit earlier, they appreciated sort of the jump start to the day.
Yeah.
So that's a great point.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily like, I've been at other companies, and I know you have too, but like the time for coaching, training, getting together, it maybe happens once a month. It's like a regional meeting or a divisional meeting or something like that, and that's basically it. And the last couple of years, it was really just a meeting to deliver bad news. Hey, margins are shrinking. Hey, we're cutting ops. Hey, your comp's going down. Just bad news stuff. It wasn't, hey, here's a nugget for you to implement in your business. Here's something you can do today to go build a real estate agent relationship that will lead to business, next month. Those little things that you used to have, that back and forth and that coaching and that inspiration, that doesn't happen anymore. I was thinking about this the other day. If you're a branch manager out there, or you've got a team of 5-10 loan officers, it's probably pretty tough, where in leadership you're having to get out and produce right now, right? Because times have changed, right?
Yeah.
The 15-minute playbook. Hey, plug your team in with us, right? Get all of your loan officers plugged in. We'll take over, the community aspect and the coaching and the mentoring to kind of help your team come together in one space and grow as a team and really fight each and every day to go out there and win. And it kind of takes that, that task off the branch manager or the sales manager's back, so
Yep.
Get in our group. There's a lot of benefit to this. And like Brian always says, there's no fluff, right? Daily activities you put in your business today.
No drama, no fluff. That's another thing that I noticed when you're perusing these loan officer Facebook groups. It's a lot of drama about, I'm not even going to say, because we all know it. We've seen it. If you've been in there, you've seen it. There's no drama. The topics around business development and things you can implement today in your business. So every day you're on the call, we want you to walk away with something you can implement to move you towards business. And you bring up another great point, which is plug in your team. We have several teams that do promote, and they're a part of the group. They're getting feedback, takes a little pressure off the sales manager. This is not a commercial. This group is not a commercial for a coaching company. This is actually just people just sharing ideas without pressure, without fluff, without drama.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say, let me piggyback on that, because you talked about plugging in.
Yeah.
And that's really the mindset and idea of what we do here at MFG, right?
Yep.
Is we allow loan officers to plug into a platform. We allow teams to plug into a platform that's really going to help elevate their business, right? So if you think about a platform, it's something that you stand on, right? And it helps elevate anybody that's a part of the platform. And that's really, what we're here to do. And so, if you're a loan officer out there and you're thinking, hey, I'm just kind of out here lost in the wilderness, right? Like Moses in the middle of the desert. Hey, give us a call. We'd love to chat with you and get you plugged into our platform, because we've got everything you need. Okay. We've got the rates to help you compete in your local market. Okay. You can go to every single meeting with a real estate agent, get on every single phone call with a customer, and you have that confidence to now know you can compete and you can win. We empower you to run your business your own way, right? If you want to launch your own P&L, if you want to have your own business name and run your business and your marketing and everything that you want, the way that you want to do. And again, we'll come in and support you. As the chief marketing officer here, I'm going to help you devise a plan and a strategy to get out there and make sure that you're growing your brand and you're garnering the most attention in today's market. But you have the freedom to do that the way that you want. And then we have modern technology for you to plug into. We use Arrive for our LOS, which is just, it's state of the art. It's the absolute best LOS system that's out there. The customer facing portion is amazing for customers to get through the application. And then it's so easy to move around, get the information you need, pop in, get a file pre-approved. And then all the other stuff after it's pre-approved, the milestone and the automatic templates to help you stay in touch with your real estate agents and with the borrower and the communications and everything. It's top notch. And so you pair that with the CRMs that we back. We use Bonzo here currently. And then we're implementing a brand new intranet called Meta Workplace, which is basically just like Facebook for your company. And that's going to allow us to have this amazing community, but also have access to the latest information so that we can really work together to support you, the loan officer, to help you grow your business in 2024. Because guess what? There's business out there to be done. So we're going to help you go grab it and get it done.
So, and that's something we talk about a lot here, and you touched on it early in your talk here, but it's platform versus corporate model. So in the old corporate structure, or the big banks or the big IMBs, your job is to promote and work for the corporate brand. You're developing that brand. Here in a platform model, you're developing your own brand. And our new CMO, Phil Dodds, is going to be a huge part of this, where his mantra and his directive from the top down is to promote personal brand, to help loan officers build and promote personal brand. We simply act as the platform, and our 100% online tech platform is just one part of that, right? So it's about technology. It's about providing the legal structure. It's about providing the marketing support. It's about providing the speed and access. It's about the speed and access to information, the speed of execution. It's about providing the coaching and the mentorship. So we talk a lot about the coaching we do for the outside loan officers outside the company. Inside the company, we have actual mentorship and one-on-one support to help you actually help keep you accountable to execute on the plan that you develop in the coaching program. And that's an important distinction between coaching and mentorship. So let me ask you something, Phil. I know you've been on a couple of calls this week with loan officers that we're talking about, that we're recruiting, right? Yep. They're very interested in moving from, and both of them are moving from this large independent mortgage banking world into our world. So I know you've had conversations with them. What types of things are you talking to them and to other loan officers about? Keys, what strategies are you giving them to develop personal brand?
Well, first, let me follow up on what you just said. We understand that the originator is the rainmaker.
Yeah.
Right. The loan officer is the one on the streets bringing the business in, right? And so that's where a platform model is so great, because we understand that you're the number one reason why everything works. Okay. And so our job is to support the originator, whereas the old model is basically the originators are employees, and they're just out there, trying to drive business for their employer, right?
Yep. So in order to feed the corporate machine.
Exactly. And that's the different mindset. Our customer is the loan officer.
Yep.
Right. That's the huge difference. As far as like on these recruiting calls and what we're seeing is that I think that a lot of loan officers and these are big producers, are starting to realize that what is driving business for them is them. Yeah. Not the name, the big brand company. And
unless you work for a call center that's driving leads to you, right? That's an important distinction. If you're a retail loan officer out on the street getting your own business, right?
Yeah. And so like there's a huge shift that's happened in our industry. And I posted it on LinkedIn the other day that there was a poll done by HubSpot that polled a bunch of top level marketers across the country. And their feedback was that the economy and marketing industry has changed more in the last 3 years than it had in the previous 50 years. That's how fast things have evolved. And the thing is that the mortgage industry is not immune to that. And the way that we generate business and the way that we go to the market and get applications, right? That's our job as a loan officer. I still produce today. I just took applications yesterday. So even though I am the overall of marketing, I'm still in the loan officer shoes, right? The way that we do that has changed dramatically. And the role of the loan officer is going to continue to change and shape and shift. And what the loan officer handles is going to continue to change. And with that, the way that we drive business is going to change, and it's going to evolve to who can garner the most attention. We are now in an attention economy. The relationships are still huge, but it's all about attention. Okay. And so from our standpoint at MFG, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on helping our loan officers get the most attention, right? And we really believe that mortgage influencers is a thing. We believe that mortgage content creators are going to be the ones that win because they're going to be able to get the most attention on their name and on their personal brand. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do that by coaching and consulting and helping you devise a strategy, helping you decide what content to post, how to post it, how to make it, all that different stuff so that you're going to market, you're not wasting your time. And two, by building a strong brand to help support the loan officer to, again, drive attention to what they're doing in their local markets, right? So it's like coming alongside, but then also digging down in the weeds with them to help them generate more leads, more conversations, and really just, again, get more attention on them, especially on social media, as we move through the year.
I love it. I love it. And that plays well into the trends of the industry, right? That plays into the future of mortgage banking. So everybody's trying to come up with a new mousetrap, a new technology, a new strategy, it's really not that complicated. It's about building personal brand where the brand is reaching the consumer.
Yeah. Well, or our business partners, right? So real estate agents and that's the thing that I think a lot of companies don't take into account and a lot of loan officers forget about is that everybody is really focused on B2C, right? How can we go straight to the consumer, right? But where we're different is we're going to come alongside you and we have strategies, proven strategies that have worked for our loan officers on how to go B2B. So go to the real estate agent and get those referrals, right? Because we don't know what it's going to look like in the future, right? There's a lot of uncertainty around buyers agents and how they're getting paid and if they'll still be a part of the transaction. But the majority of home buyers are still working with a buyer's agent, and that buyer's agent still quarterbacks who that loan officer is, more than anything else, right? So how do you garner the most attention with those real estate agents and build those relationships, online, or how do we get attention and then drive it to a meeting to build that relationship so that you can get those referrals? And so that's a big missing piece that a lot of companies don't offer. They sit you down, they say, hey, welcome to our company. Here's some flyers. Here's some, here you will automatically post these real terrible graphics that, we did not do a very good job making. They're not personalized to you. They're real cheesy and that's it. That's all you get. And so that's where we're going to be different. We're going to, we are able to help build individual brands, actually get content out there that gets engagement, teach you how to engage on social media with your marketing so that you actually generate business from this stuff instead of just, the old tactics that worked 20 years ago where you get a call list and just go make 100 cold calls. It just doesn't work anymore. And even if it did, 80% of us don't want to live that way. Right? I don't want to live that way, just making cold calls every day. That's not very much fun. No. So if you're looking for a different way, a different business model to really have success, give us a shot. Let's get you on the phone. Let's talk through your business. We can show you a plan. and really walk you through it. And we'd love to have you as part of our family. And that's the one thing that I love about this company is that we're just a big family. Everybody cares about each other. And that's truly the way it is, and truly the way that we operate. And you talk about coaching. Going back to coaching, Craig, the president of our company, $100 million producer. Again, if he was just a producer, he'd probably do $200 million. He's sitting here leading our coaching calls. You can come into the organization, and if you're at 20, 30, 40 million, and you're like, how do I get to 100? You have direct line access to a guy that's got all the ideas and all the strategies to help you get there. And then you have all these other pieces of the family that are going to help come together and build you up, because again, we want you to win. You're our customer and we're here to serve you. And so like, I just think it's a home run. And, that's why we have so much interest. That's why we're growing so fast. We're adding so many loan officers every week, is because we have that vibe going on right now.
Yep.
And it truly makes a lot of sense for a lot of LOs.
So I think we're touching on a lot of great points here. And here's what I'll say. When I made a job move here, I interviewed 30 different companies, or talked to 30 different companies. Many of them, 2/3 of them were large retail mortgage banks. About a third of them were brokers. And MFG, I found, was the only one that really struck the balance between the support level of a big retail bank, right, and the pricing of a broker. So retail bankers will have a ton of support, most of which you don't need, right? It's a ton of support, a department for everything, multiple layers of management and leadership. But most of that stuff you really don't need and use on a daily basis. All it does is add to the bottom line. It adds to the expenses, which adds to the interest rates. On the other side of the spectrum, you have small brokers, which have, low cost of overhead, great rates, great comp, but there's zero support. So we've struck the balance between the two, where we've got the support you need. We touched on a number of things just now between the coaching and the social media support, the marketing support. But then we also have the great pricing, better compensation. Who is our avatar who really does well here is the loan officer averaging 4 or 5 deals a month, that is not afraid to work hard, that's not afraid to get dirty, get into the weeds, who has an entrepreneurial mindset, wants to grow. They can immediately improve their compensation plan, improve their rates, and then grow their business because of the marketing, social media, and the coaching support that we provide. Yeah. That's our avatar. Is that fair?
Well, yeah. But I also think we're also the perfect fit for the LO that's closing 20 deals a month and maybe has a couple loan officers on their team. And again, they've tried to scale down to where, they're running on a thin operation because margins are tight and things like that, to come over here and you can offload some of the coaching, the mentoring, the sales strategies and things like that, and really operate, again, make more money, generate more revenue, because you're cutting out all the middle men and layers and pieces, above you inside your organization. So you're going to make more money, and you're going to be part of a family and get more support than you would be getting right now. So I think there's a wide range of who probably wins and succeeds here. And and that's what we've also seen from our LOs that are having success, is we have folks that came in that are doing 4 to 5 loans a month, and now they're doing 8 to 10 loans a month, but also those big producers, they love it, right?
Yes.
Right. Their bank account loves it too, right?
Yes, exactly. And you bring up a great point. I meant to say 4 to 5 per month or more.
There you go.
So entrepreneurial mindset, want to grow, not afraid of hard work, and doing 4 or 5 units a month or more. So yeah, this is great stuff. I really appreciate you jumping on with me this morning. Any other final thoughts or anything you want to touch on today? Because I'd like to outline the coaching program going forward, like what we're doing starting Monday.
Yeah. Well, I'll just throw one more point, because you're talking about entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah.
Is the difference when you have the ability to be competitive. And again, there's a lot of LOs out there that are dealing with this. It's it's in the forefront of everybody's minds. It's interest rates, it's pricing. They feel like they can't compete. There's a lot of you out there that are LOs that, I mean, like, all I can do is govy business, right? You talk to recruiters and they're like, well, what's the mix of your business? And you're like, well, I do 80% govy. And they get really excited. They're like, oh, that's perfect. We're really good at that. They're really excited to hear that. And like, that's a red flag. And like, I know that's a red flag because I've been on the other end of that call, because they know that their pricing sucks everywhere else because their margins are just too high. Mm-hmm. And coming and plugging into our platform here and being able to have, like, know that if you need to, you can go win every freaking deal. Like, it just totally changes your mindset, and like, you're just filled with all this power and strength, and it just reflects everywhere down to every interaction you have, every customer you talk to, every real estate agent you talk to. You're 110% confident that you know that you're going to be the best. And then all the other stuff we have the LOAs and the processing to make sure that we get the files done. And we work with great investors, some of the best investors in the country. And so you come with that, and all of a sudden you have this confidence, and that's where you just start to see your business grow and your business overflow. And it's like, it's entrepreneurial, but if you are somebody that you're just missing that, you just feel like you just don't have 100% confidence in what you're selling and what you're going to market with, man, like, get your butt over here tomorrow. Like, you can DM me on Instagram or Facebook, Phil Dodds. I'll schedule a call with you. I'll talk you through it. I'll walk you through, make sure you see exactly what it looks like. But like, every day that you wait and don't explore this is like money you're leaving on the table. And it's another day that your business isn't growing. And what's your passion? What's your mission? Like, are you really passionate about getting these folks into a home, right? Getting young families or first-time home buyers, or maybe you're passionate about helping veterans or investors or whatever, but you have a mission, and every day you wait, you could be helping more people, and you could also be more confident in those people that you're helping. So get a hold of us. We'd love to talk to you. I think that this is the place for every LO. And I think we're a great match for a lot of people. And again, we just want to grow our family. I want more brothers and sisters here to hang out with and get to know. And so I'd love to talk to you.
Love it. Thank you. So on the coaching platform, here's what we're doing. It starts again on Monday. You can register at 15minuteplaybook.com. If you're in the mortgage space, minuteplaybook.com. You can join our Facebook group. So let me back up a half a step. The Facebook group is Loan Officer 15-Minute Playbook on Facebook, right? You can request to join. But the conference call series starts on Monday at the web address I just gave, and I'll give it again, but starts on Monday at 9:30 Central Time. The format is Monday through Thursday every week, like clockwork, through the rest of 2024. You register once to fill up the calendar for 2024. Now, the topics will rotate. We're going to have different topics over time, but that's sort of the pattern or the schedule that we're going to keep. And we'd love to have you join us. You can go to the link. You get a little bit more information. And again, that link is 15minuteplaybook.com. You get more information on the call series, what it's about. And then when you register, you get a confirmation email. You can drop it into your calendar so you never miss it. And basically, it's our internal sales coaching that we're opening up to the general public. So great feedback so far, and we'd love to have you join us.
And even if you can't make it to the Zoom calls, like, they're recorded, we post them in the Facebook. So at the very least, hop into the Facebook group and like watch a couple recordings. Maybe you can make it at 10. So like, or 10:30 or whatever. You have a free 15 minutes in there in your day somewhere. Hop in, listen to the videos, get into the group, come check us out. Be a Facebook creep for a little bit. Just creep around and just consume what's got going on. Like I said, it's just a chance to get behind the curtain, see what we're all about. And we have some truly awesome people in there. And we have a lot of awesome loan officers that don't work at Molitor Financial Group, and they are awesome contributors to our group. And they're really, really, really good people. So even if like the Zoom call thing and you're like, man, that's overwhelming, I'm not hopping on a a Zoom call every single day. I'm not ready. Hop into the Facebook group, check out what we got going on. Again, send us a DM. We'd love to connect with you and just chat it up. So,
or if the time just doesn't work, I mean, I've talked to a bunch of people that say I listen to the recordings every day at noon during my lunch hour because I can't, 8:30 or 9:30 doesn't work. We used to do it at 8:30. We're now doing it at 9:30, but they say the time slot just doesn't work. So they listen to the recordings, consume the content for free, and implement. So,
that's right. $100 million producer live. You can ask him questions. Yep. He will sit on the phone or sit on the Zoom call and answer every question you could ever have. Like, he's the most giving person I've ever met. So like, you get access to that, right? So again, if you're 10, 20, $30 million producer and you're trying to figure out how to get to 100 million, like, it's just a no-brainer. Like, let's go now today. Get in there.
All right. Awesome. Thanks for jumping on with me, Phil.
All right. Sounds good, man. We'll see you.
See you next Friday.